Straight tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day, to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself. It's going to make things happen instead of wait for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is confidence versus courage. Before we get into this, let me inform everybody. I send out a text message every day, guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point. I call it the daily motivation. You want to get it. All you got to do is text me, join my text community. I also send out a Monday motivation every week to do the same thing for you to start the week. It's free to join my text community, so just text me at my number, 305-384-6894. Once you're in, we'll tell you what your options are for as much as or as little as you like to hear from me, and we'll take it from there. Again, free to join the community. Just text me at that number. Secondly, Work on Your Game University. That's the only place I do any coaching, the only place I work with anyone directly. You want to have me as your coach, all you got to do is go meet me at Work on Your Game University. The link's down below. It is simply workonyourgameuniversity.com. It's easy for anybody to remember and write down real quick. So just go over there and we'll see what's happening with you, find out where you're at, where you want to go. If we could possibly help you and we think you'd be a good fit for us, then we'll tell you what it looks like and where we go from there. So again, that link down below in the description. Put all that out the way, let's get into the topic, which is confidence versus courage. Now, this is another masterclass where I'm going to explain the difference between terms that people often conflate as if they are the same term, but they're not the same term. There's a reason why there are two different words there's a different word for each one of these, because they both mean something different, even though there are some instances in which you could use them interchangeably. This is not one of those instances. Today, you're going to understand exactly why they're not the same and how you should use each as they are designed to be used. And I'm going to tell you in some specific instances in which you're going to need each one of these and not need the other one. So let's get into it. Point number one. Topic, once again, is confidence versus courage. Number one, confidence is about your known past. Confidence is about your history. Now, what do I mean by that? Why is confidence about your history? Now, I've done a few TED Talks on confidence and written multiple books on confidence. And I talk about confidence even in the books that are not necessarily about confidence. So my book, The Third Day, was all about how you show up and give your best effort when you least feel like it. That's not really about confidence. But confidence is a part of the framework for the third day, because when you know you've conditioned yourself to deal with those third days, you will have confidence that you can do it again because you've done it in the past. And this is what I mean. Confidence is about your known past. I talk about confidence so much because most of the time when people are talking about mindset, that's the main thing most people want. When it comes to mindset, the main thing most people are looking for is self-esteem, a healthy self-image, confidence. People just want to feel better about themselves. They want to feel better about what they're doing, and hopefully you want to have a real reason to feel better about what you're doing. This is where confidence stems from. So this is the main, and it's usually the main thing people ask about. I remember doing a live stream many years ago back in this app called Periscope. And some of you were following me even back then when Periscope was the thing. It's probably 2015, 2016, right that time frame. And I remember on a live stream, I asked people, if you could change any one internal trait about yourself, what would it be? And the answer overwhelmingly was, I would just want to be more confident. I want to have more self-esteem. I want to feel better about myself. I want to have a healthier self-image. I just want to feel more belief in myself and in my ability to do whatever thing or things that I'm doing. People want more self-esteem, more belief in their ability, because they believe correctly that that belief will translate to them performing at a higher level and doing so hopefully more consistently and also more convincingly in a way that it influences and persuades others who see their performance. And this is all correct. That is exactly what confidence does. So confidence is a good thing to have, and no one should ever leave home without confidence. If you lose your confidence, you pretty much lose everything, no matter how much skill you have. Because when you lack confidence, it's kind of like losing the master key to your skills. If you considered all your abilities and skills to be like a big house with a bunch of rooms in it, but every room has a locked door, you still have your skills. When you lose confidence, you still have access. When you still have the skills, but you don't have access to them. So the skills are there. It's your house. You still own the house, but you lost the key to open that door. And you can't open that door. You can't open that door over there or this door over here. So the skills are yours, but you simply cannot access them because you don't have the confidence. And this is where frustration comes from. So if any of you have ever been in a situation where you knew you could do a thing, but for whatever reason you weren't able to access your ability to do it, and you felt really frustrated and kind of mad at yourself over that situation, this is what had happened. Is somehow, for some reason, you had lost your belief. You lost your self-belief. And even though you didn't lose the ability to do the thing, you simply could not do it in the moment when you needed to. And this kind of pissed you off. So athletes, the reason that confidence really became a big thing that I talked about a lot is because of my background as an athlete and the fact that I was on the internet publishing content and I would talk about performance. A lot of athletes would ask me questions about, Dre, how do I get over this anxiety I have when it's time for the game, also known as performance anxiety? How do I get over this? How do I make sure that I take the skills that I have when I'm practicing by myself and I feel completely fine? How do I translate those to the situations where everybody is watching me and I feel a little bit nervous about the situation, or a little bit this word that's escaping me here, but just I don't feel my best because everybody's watching me and I feel a little bit of extra pressure, and for whatever reason in those moments I'm not able to access all my abilities. How can I fix that issue? So this confidence thing is a big thing for anyone who needs to perform, especially when you're performing under what you may classify as pressure. That pressure means a bunch of people are watching you. If that pressure means you know you only have one opportunity here and you can't blow it, that pressure means you have competition. There are other people trying to win, and there's a limited amount of prizes that can go around. So any of those can translate to pressure in the minds of a person. So the confidence that you have will allow you to at least get all your skills out there. Now, if you get beat, even if you put all your skills out there, then that's a different story. But if you get beat simply because you feel like you didn't put all of your game out there, then that's a whole different thing. And that is where that frustration comes from. And again, I would hear this a lot from athletes back in the days. It led to me talking about it a lot more uh, I was talking first for athletes, but then I realized through the responses that I was getting that a lot of people who are not athletes also had the same issue. They also had the same problem, the same challenge of not being able to perform when they needed to call on themselves to perform. So everybody should have confidence. However, with all this said, confidence is by definition based on past experience. Again, confidence is your belief in your ability to do something. Where does belief come from? It doesn't come from some guess that you're making about the future. Confidence comes from the fact that you have some past experience doing a thing. So now you feel confident that you can do the thing because you did it before. It comes from the fact that you have already done something. This is why discipline creates confidence, everybody. So when you hear me say discipline creates confidence, I'm giving you another layer as to why this is. When you're disciplined in doing the work, you afford yourself the right to feel confident in doing it. Why? Because you have already done the work. You have consistently done the work. So now you believe in your ability to do it. You have real confidence. This is why professionals in every industry practice before their performances. A professional athlete practices before the game. A professional speaker practices their speech before a presentation. A professional salesperson practices their pitch before they go into the sales meeting. All professionals prepare ahead of time. A professional dancer or singer, musical artist, they practice the choreography of their show before they actually do the show, right? They do a sound check, make sure that the mics work the way they're supposed to, make sure the sound is playing the way it's supposed to, make sure the pyrotechnics on the stage go off the way they're supposed to. All professionals prepare ahead of time for the situation. Why? Because that preparation builds confidence. So then when we get out there and everybody's watching, we're not still fixing the process. We already know what the process is. All we got to do is execute. And these are all good things, but it causes people, even though all these things are good, here's the challenge with this. It causes us to over rely on confidence in situations in which we have no reason to do so. So we start looking for confidence in places in which we shouldn't have any confidence, and we don't have confidence. And then when you don't find the confidence, then you end up doing nothing because you're like, well, I'm not confident. Well, let me explain why that is. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is confidence versus courage. Definition of courage. Well, in simple terms, courage is about your uncertain future. Now let me give you the definition. Courage is the ability to do something that frightens you. That's the definition of the word courage. The ability to do something that frightens you. Therefore, we're out of definition now. Courage is about your uncertain future. See, courage, everyone, is about stepping into the unknown and doing things that you have not done before. Thus, you have no confidence in your ability to do them because you've never done them before. If you've never done something before, then you will have no reason to be confident in it because confidence is based on your past experience. So if you have no past experience doing a thing, then you're probably not going to be very confident the first time you try to do that thing. And I want you to understand, you're not supposed to be confident. All right, so this is not a problem to be fixed. You need to go through that situation knowing that you have no confidence, knowing that you have not done the work ahead of time, knowing that this is a first time for you to be in this situation. And therefore, you should stop looking for courage in that situation and instead look for the thing you actually need, which is courage. I say stop looking for courage. Stop looking for confidence in that situation. Look for the thing you actually need, which is courage. Courage is not about drawing on your past. It is about stepping into a future that is different from your past, i.e., you're doing something that you have not done before. That's what I mean when I say a future that's different from your past. In other words, you have no past experience doing thing ABC. Now, when you step into it, you shouldn't be trying to make yourself confident because you have no reason to be. Instead, you need to call on your courage. Right? I know that I'm not confident. I know I haven't done this before. I know I have no experience, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's courage. In a general sense, folks, confidence feels good. I heard this guy named Dan Sullivan. He's an old business coach, business leader and coach, author as well. Heard him say this. The difference between confidence and courage is that confidence feels good. Feels good when you're confident. Any of you feel really confident about something that you do that you're going to do today? Usually you feel good in the process, even before you do it. You feel pretty good because you know that you've done it before. Now, I've done this before. I've done this many a times. You have no reason to doubt yourself, and you just go out there and you just knock it out. You just go do the thing because you've done it so many times before. Confidence feels good because we are drawing on our past. We know we've done this before. All we're going to do is the same thing that we did before. We're going to do it again, and it feels pretty good because we already know what to expect, and we from ourselves and from the situation. Courage, on the other hand, does not always feel so good because you're stepping into something that you know you don't know how to do, and you know you have never done it before. So you're a fish out of water, so to speak. And we all know what they say about the comfort zone, right? What do we say about the comfort zone? See, things that we are confident about are within the realm of our comfort zones, and everyone has a different sized comfort zone. If you run a marathon before, then you feel confident about running your next marathon because you did it before. Right? I know what this is like. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the best runner out there, but you have some confidence because you have experienced that situation before. When I turn on the mic to record the show, I'm fully confident because I've done it 1,000 times, 2,000, damn near 3,000 times in the past. I have no trepidation about doing something like this as I've done it so many times before. But if I was to go do something new that I had never done before, then I might feel a little bit different. Let's say I was to record this show with a live studio audience and they're all looking at me while I'm sitting here recording. Now, would I be fearful? I doubt that I would be fearful because I've spoken in front of public audiences 100 times before. But at the same time, I would need a little bit of courage. I would need to pull on courage at least somewhat, simply because I'm going into a situation that's a little bit different than anything that I've done before. I've never recorded this show with a live studio audience. So I would need to pull on courage at least a little bit, even though much of the situation would be things I've done before. Public speaking, recording the show, talking to an audience, none of those things are new to me. But that combination of things would be new. So I would need to pull on a little bit of courage. Now, there are other areas in life in which any of us need to pull on a lot of courage because the whole situation is brand new. Nothing about it is familiar to us. In those areas, you need to pull on courage. When I go to the boxing gym, for example, and I get in the ring to spar with somebody who might weigh a lot more, be a lot more heavier than me in weight, which means in a general sense that translates to their punches probably land a little bit harder on somebody who is lighter. This is why you have weight classes in boxing for that specific reason. And I get in the ring with somebody who's 40, 50, 60 pounds heavier than me. I got to call on a little bit of courage. Now, I've practiced, I've trained, I'm confident in my ability to do what I do, but I'm not confident in my ability with this particular person because I've never done it before. So you got to call on a little bit of courage because this is a unique situation. So this is the difference, again, between calling on confidence and calling on courage. And confidence is usually, again, about things that are within your comfort zone. You're comfortable with things because you have experience doing them. Things we are confident about are all within the realm of our personal comfort zones. But things that will require our courage, however, are outside of our comfort zones because we got to step out of where we're comfortable. Most people, unfortunately, never leave their comfort zones. Well, unfortunately, if the goal is massive success. Now, if your goal is staying the same, then it's not unfortunate. It's just normal. But most people never leave their comfort zones. Thus, most people never need to draw on courage. They only need to draw on confidence. You get it? You see, courage is only required when you step outside of your comfort zone. Confidence is required if you stay within your comfort zone. And there are plenty of things we all do every day that are usually within our comfort zone. As I've told you many times before, humans are creatures of habit, and 85% of our actions and thoughts are habitual and unconscious. Most of the things we do are things we've done before. So confidence, this is why confidence plays such a big role in our lives, because most of the things we do are things that we have already done, and we want to be as confident as possible in doing this so we can do them at the highest possible level. This is yet another reason why most people never grow or advance in life, because they stay in the same space their entire lives. They never do anything that is outside of their zone of comfort that they are confident in doing. With respect to this point, folks, keep in mind that not everyone is confident about the same things. So we all have different sized comfort zones. Again, somebody might be super confident in playing tennis, where I have no confidence to play tennis. I probably never would put myself in a position to play tennis, but I'm very confident playing basketball. And the tennis player may never try to get on the basketball court. So we all have confidences in different areas. However, any of us, looking at your current life and your current circumstances, if you would like to expand and grow and reach a higher level than where you currently reside, you will need courage, because you must do some things that are outside of what you're already doing. You continuing to do the same things you are already doing will not take you to the level of success that you want to get to within the time frame that is allotted to you, known as your life. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is confidence versus courage. Number 3, here's the key. Do not seek confidence where you actually need courage. Do not look for confidence where you should be looking for courage. This is an inaccurate formula, a failure in strategic thinking that many people make, in that they don't want to do something that's brand new to them because they're like, well, I don't have any confidence. Well, you're not supposed to. This is the biggest mistake I hear and see people make this mistake all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a conversation with a person who told me that they need help. They want help. They want to advance. They want to get better. They want to do something, but the help will be from me or someone else. But then when it comes time for them to actually do the thing that would get them the help that they need, they get cold feet when it comes time to pull the trigger, because they are not confident in taking that next step forward. So this is the person who says, all right, I'm going to go do this thing so I can get better at that thing. I'm going to go start this business so I can quit this job and live the way that I want to live, so I can have more time with my kids and my significant other, and just live the lifestyle that I want to live. I say, all right, great, let's go do it. Then when it comes time for them to actually quit their job and start that business, now they don't need confidence anymore. Now they need courage, right? Because just talking about what you want to do, that's confidence. Because usually we talk all the time about what we want to do, all of us, right? Many of us talk about more stuff than we actually accomplish. So it only takes confidence to talk about it. When it comes time to actually do it, now it comes time for you to actually quit that job, and it comes time for you to actually start the business, two things you haven't done before. Now you don't need confidence, you need courage. And then somebody will come, they're in that moment, right? They're about to make the phone call to not fire, but quit from their job and start their business. They say, well, hey, Dre, I don't really feel confident in doing this right now. I lost all my confidence in the moment that I needed to do it. And I'll remind them, you don't need confidence. There's no reason for you to have confidence. So if you don't feel confident right now, good. That's a good verification that you're human, because you have no experience doing this. Therefore, you should have zero confidence. We don't need confidence right now. What we need is courage. You see, if you're in a situation in which you need courage, but you are instead looking for confidence, and then you tell yourself, I'm not going to go through with this and take this action because I don't have any confidence, that's an inaccurate formula. You're asking the wrong question, which is why you're getting the wrong answer. See, when you step outside of your comfort zone and you do something you've never done before, you're not supposed to feel confident, folks. That's the point. You should be uncomfortable when you do something new. You should feel anxiety, pressure, stress, and uneasiness. You should feel all of those at the same time. It's a wonderful mixture to feel in the pit of your stomach. Trust me. That's exactly why the comfort zone alarm system is designed to do. You didn't know the comfort zone had an alarm system? It does. The alarm system of your comfort zone is to make you feel anxious, pressured, stressed out, and uneasy anytime you do anything that is going to push you outside of your comfort zone. The comfort zone has to sound an alarm and let you know. Remember that Beyonce song, Ring the Alarm? Or it's like that. Ring the alarm. All right. This is comfort zone saying, ring the alarm. I've been doing this too long. I'm not going to let you get out of your comfort zone easily. All right. You can't just walk out of your comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot. Comfort zone is not going to let you just walk out. You got to actually fight to get out of that comfort zone. You got to fight the force field of the comfort zone to get out of it. Same way that a space rocket, or so I've heard, has to use a lot of fuel to get out of the Earth's gravitational atmosphere that is pulling it back down towards the surface of the Earth. It has to fight hard to get out of that, get away from that pull. That's the same thing with you. You're like the spaceship trying to get away from the gravitational pull of the Earth. It's pulling you down towards the surface at 9.8 meters per second. And you got to be stronger than that. That requires courage, not confidence. So your job is to use your logical thinking to overpower the emotional alarms that are going off within you and step forward with courage, even though you have very little confidence and you have never done this thing before. That's your job. The good thing is you got people like me out here who help people like you deal with these situations. So you don't have to figure this all out on your own. I know you have tried. Trust me, I know. See, these steps, when you're feeling all of that uneasiness, are the key to expanding your comfort zone. And thus, by expanding your comfort zone, you get to experience the growth and accomplishment and advancement that all of us talk about and think about every day, but very few of us ever actually experience. Again, almost everybody has thoughts and ideas and hopes and wishes about massive expansion and growth in life, yet very few people actually experience it. And the reason why very few people experience it is not because they don't have the ability or the resources or the knowledge or the intellect or the potential. That's not the reason anybody doesn't experience things. Those are one of those five, usually one of the reasons people give for not experiencing it. I don't have the money. I don't have the information. I don't know the right people. I don't know what to do. All right, those are all not the reason. They sound good, but they're not the reason. Reason people don't experience the growth and expansion that they want is simply because they don't have the courage to deal with the discomfort that comes with taking the step forward. That's it. Let's recap today's class, which is confidence versus courage. Again, I'm helping people understand the difference between these two words that people often conflate. Number one, confidence is about your known past. I've done a few TED Talks on confidence, talk about confidence a lot. A lot of athletes used to ask me about confidence. A lot of business people and performers ask me about confidence, which you should, because confidence is a very important tool. When it comes to mindset, is the number one thing that most people want, is they want to be confident. And confidence is based on your belief in your ability to do something. It is about your past. It is about your history. You get confidence in something by doing it. The more you do something, the more confident you become, which is a good thing. However, sometimes when you're doing something brand new, you don't need confidence. You need the other thing. Number two, courage. Courage is about your uncertain future. Definition of courage is the ability to do something that frightens you. Courage is what you need when you are stepping into the unknown, stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something you have never done before. Most people, when stepping out of their comfort zones or thinking about stepping out of their comfort zones, they go looking around for where's my confidence. They don't have any. They just turn around and go back and say, "Yeah, well, I didn't have confidence to do the new thing, so I just stayed in my spot until I feel a little bit more confident." You will never feel confident doing something brand new. So any of you who's ever said to yourself, I'm not going to do this yet because I don't feel confident doing it yet, you just set yourself up for a lifetime of failure, because you will never feel confident doing a brand new thing. You're not supposed to feel confident. You've never done it before. You need courage. If you ask the wrong question, you're going to get the wrong answer, folks. Keep in mind, not everyone has the same comfort zone size, because we are all confident in different things. And number three, here's the key. Do not look for confidence when you actually need courage. It's the biggest mistake people make. This is why you got to have another set of eyes and ears around you in life, folks, so you're not asking yourself the wrong question, thus setting yourself up for failure, not because of a lack of information or ability, but because you simply have the wrong formula. When you step outside of your comfort zone, the alarm system will go off. You know what that alarm system feels like? Anxiety, pressure, stress, and uneasiness. Any of you ever felt like that, or you're feeling it right now? That is because you're on the precipice of stepping outside of your comfort zone. And if you go looking for confidence in that moment, don't find it and turn around and go backwards, you just lost the game. Your alarm system won. What you need to look for instead is courage. I know I don't know what I'm doing. I know I've never done this before. I know this is a new situation. I'm going to do it anyway. That's what courage sounds like. Not I already know what to do and I feel good and I feel completely comfortable taking this step. You're not supposed to feel comfortable, folks. Again, that's why it's called the comfort zone. It's the reason why people don't get better. Right? You want to understand? You want to know why you're not getting better? You want to know why you're not advancing? Not because you don't have money, not because you don't have the information, not because you don't know the right people, not because you're male or female or gay or black or any of that bullshit. The reason why you're not moving forward is because when it's time for you to take a bold step forward, you have no courage. And instead, you're trying to feel confident. That's the reason why it's happening. So now, if you didn't know, or you maybe kind of sort of knew, but you didn't want to actually tell yourself the truth, there, I just gave it to you. All that said, text me. So you're in my text community. It's free to join. My number is 305-384-6894. And Work on Your Game University. You want to work with me directly? There's only one place to do so, one way to do so. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Link is down below in the description. Work on your game. Dre, all